Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Ultimate Decade Challenge. It has been a while, way too long. I know, I'm so sorry. Without getting too wrapped up in everything that's gone on in the past 5-6 months, things just got a little complicated, aside from technical difficulties, tragedies, all that stuff. So I haven't been entirely in the best mindset, but all that aside, I'm back. As far as my schedule, we'll see. My goal is to at least upload twice a week for now, so I don't overwhelm myself, but I am very sorry for those of you who have been waiting. Thank you if you stuck around. For those who didn't, I completely understand. Life comes at you fast, and I hope that you guys had a wonderful holiday, New Year, whatever else passes by the time I post this video. But yeah, without getting too much into recap, we're just gonna head straight into this episode. We are currently in the year 1330 at the very beginning. Timeline-wise, we are starting off right after where the last episode ended. So we know Margaret had her babies, they're doing okay. I spent a lot of time changing things up in this save file, like builds, clothing. I aged a few of the NPCs that were due to age up, mostly like kids, so you might see a couple of them in this episode, but I've got a lot planned here. And as far as the Royals, we'll see if we get there based on everything that I do. So we are in the newly edited Marketplace Tavern. I just changed a few things up, like I said. I hope you guys enjoyed that machinima, which I was really excited to make. There were a few poses that didn't work out for me, so a few things looked a little rushed and whatnot. But as we saw, the Merry Men were doing their thing. George has been a little iffy about it now that he has a family that he's hoping to grow. And Jonathan got caught and ran into local thief Millicent Arden. So they didn't get caught, they didn't get arrested, they managed to get away, but they have run off to the Marketplace Tavern to hide out while they figure out what they're going to do. Jonathan could have left Millicent there, but he didn't, and he told his brother, cousin, and friend Pierre to just go on. I'd like to think that they were doing this whole thing in preparation for Pierre's wedding to Talia, just to like have a few extra funds, I guess. I don't know. So it's just been like one night. Jonathan, who is still, he's barely 16, I think. 16, 17. So his parents are probably wondering where he is. George might have some explaining to do. They are here just trying to figure things out. So I feel like he's just gonna come here, knock on her door. He's giving her privacy, and oh, it looks like she's already coming out to talk to him anyway. Okay, so they're not too worried, I guess. I think they're relieved that they got away. Yeah, he's definitely relieved. So brighten her day, make her feel a little better. And I feel like Millicent is pretty grateful that he helped her out. You know, I feel like she is a good thief. She is capable, but you know, things happen. They got caught there. Let's give him a pep talk. But they're, I think, relieved that they managed to get out without getting arrested. Now the question is, what do they do next? Because the guard did see Jonathan and Millicent's face. The way I pictured it is like they bumped into each other, which I wasn't able to pose, and their hoods came off and whatnot. So now, you know, there's a chance that their wanted posters will pop up throughout everywhere. And they're just kind of waiting, afraid. And so I feel like Jonathan feels kind of guilty. He somehow feels responsible for her getting caught or whatever. So I feel like he's offering to like give her money, some kind of compensation. It's no secret that from the moment she first pickpocketed him, Jonathan has had this like big crush on her. I think some of that adrenaline is finally wearing off, and the realization of what has happened is sinking in. And Millicent, I think, is willing to confide that she was actually hoping to leave Windenburg and start anew somewhere else. And clearly she's quite devastated by how things have gone or the possibility of getting arrested. She's actually, based on her story from the gallery, she's an illegitimate child to a noble, and her mother passed away, so she's been on her own. She's been staying at the Abbey. So she's obviously made friends around town while growing up, and she was hoping to just start anew somewhere else. So, and John is quite young. I think this being like the first girl that he's ever shown interest in, quite young, and knowing that he's probably gonna have wanted posters all over town with his face on it, he's like, you know what? Maybe my best option is to escape with you also. And she probably thinks like, you've got a whole family, don't you? You live on that farm over there. I stopped by that one time. And he's like, yeah, but you know, I don't want to spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder. I don't want to put my family through the possibility of getting in trouble for my misdeeds. And also I have a cousin who needed to get on the next ship out of Windenburg anyway. And of course he's referring to Gwen, who still, I think she's been kind of on the fence, but you know, I think the reality of that situation is Gwen is going to have to run away. Oh my gosh, hello. I think Millicent is a little perplexed, but she's like, okay, well, I know a guy who works on a ship. Maybe we can go see. And I think John wants to like talk to his family members if he can and see what they should do about all this. Ooh, and it looks like Sir Butterfield is here. It's still quite early on. So I don't believe that John's face is plastered everywhere, but there was news of someone trying to break into a home in like the Noble area, which is actually the Duke's home, the Duke that no longer is living. So I think with Butterfield, they're kind of patrolling, even though they do know him through family friends. Tensions are currently very high, and we are quite nervous about it. So I'm going to leave these two here for now, or move them. He's close to Gwen and Margaret's place. So it is evening. Let's have them head over to Margaret's home. You know, that's big sis. He and his family are very close, and I think he's going to try to send word to have his family join him over at Margaret's house if Leo is okay with that. Okay, so we have made it to Margaret's new home. I'll show you guys how I changed it all up in a few. They did send word, and oh, it looks like Elric is here actually. But I think Millicent is a little shocked. She's like, oh, your sister lives in a really nice house. He's like, well, yeah, it's a long story. We'll tell you about it when we leave. So oh no, she's on her kleptomaniac-ish. So John is here. Margaret is like, what's going on? Yeah, I think she was a little worried because she did hear that John didn't come home and her parents were very concerned about it. So she's going to go ahead and hug him. And I'll have her and Leo give Millicent like a friendly little introduction as well. Make sure she feels comfortable in this stranger's home. And then I'll have Margaret give her a friendly introduction as well. So Margaret's just happy to see her little brother is okay. And while they wait for their parents, I'll have them sit here and just have a little chat. So he explained everything to Margaret. I think he's trying to keep it as vague as he possibly can because of Leo. He's like, I don't know what connections Leo has here. But Margaret is like, you know, you're free to talk here. It's okay. So he's explaining everything that's happened. And it looks like George has made it. I'm going to have him go ahead and give his brother a hug. He's so relieved. They haven't told Pierre and Gregory to come join them just because they don't want to run the risk of like too many people putting two and two together. So Matilda's here. Did she roll her eyes? I don't know. Gwen is here. Elric is here. She's so happy to see her baby's okay. And James too. He's like, what the hell were you doing? I also think that George hasn't known exactly how to tell his parents. And so I feel like they just kind of woke up in the morning, realized John wasn't there. He didn't show up, no note or anything. And George just wasn't sure what to say yet. And I think he's considered just telling the truth of like their shenanigans. But I think John is like, don't worry about it. We don't have to tell them anything. And I don't want you, you know, you're an adult, you're a married adult. I don't want you to get in trouble with your wife or anything. But I think George has realized that, you know, he's kind of done with the life of crime or whatever. So they're all here discussing it. They're like, everyone say hi to Millicent. I think they are explaining everything that's happened to their parents. Gwen's just grabbing something to drink there. He's like, I know you guys are aware that Gwen likely has to get out of Windenburg due to what happened to the Duke. George is like, oh my gosh. And so he's like, I think in order to avoid getting arrested or putting you guys in danger with the realm, I was thinking that maybe I should go with her. I think George and Matilda are a little shocked. First of all, they didn't know that their son was going around stealing stuff. And second of all, you know, I think after losing Emmeline, they're very, you know, they don't want to lose their baby. But I think they do realize that if Jonathan did get caught, he was spotted, he would be living on the edge. So yeah, I think they're kind of just weighing the options. They don't like it, but they know that if Jonathan stays, that might not be good. And I think Jonathan's also putting out there, hey, you know, we promised Aunt Emma that we would be there for her kids, and that includes me being there for my cousin Gwen and making sure that she's okay. If there's a way for me to write, I will. Gwyneth and James are jokesters. That's so cute. She's so cute with her uncle. And, you know, I think Millicent's mostly just been quiet. She hasn't had like a big family dynamic like they all. John is exhausted. But I think Leo, you know, obviously he's been listening to everything that's going on. And I feel like at his wedding, where he's gotten to know most of the Rolfs, he has noticed that they are a very tight-knit family unit, I guess. And oh, he became good friends with James. Very nice. And in his fairly short relationship with Margaret so far, he obviously has grown to care for her very, very much. He really, I think, looks forward to the kind of family dynamic with his own family that the Rolfs have with each other. I feel like he is close to his parents, but he's an only child, and obviously being of noble status, things do tend to be a little different. So I think Leo is like, okay, why don't you and Millicent stay the night here, and I will have a carriage come and pick everyone up to go over to the docks, and we can all say our goodbyes there. But having a noble carriage take them might kind of assist them in getting them there without the fear of getting caught or without being recognized by whoever that guard was. So I think he really appreciates that. So that is what they are going to do. And I know Jonathan leaving wasn't like initially part of the plan, but I think I like that idea. Since he's not going to have any heirs, might as well send him off to live his life with his little thieving crush. So that is where we are. It is quite late. Let's get the family over back home, and tomorrow they will meet at the docks and say goodbye to Gwen and everybody. And I think Gwen hasn't really it hasn't really sunk in that she watched someone pass away and might get in trouble for a crime that she did not commit. Oh, please don't pull out the tablet. Okay. But, James is like, if I could, I would have gone with you. And I'm sure the same, it applies to Elric. We love you so much. Your mother would be so proud of the girl that you have grown up to become. And John, I know, will take care of you. And I think this might just be the best decision for them. And that is what I decided to do with John last minute, hence the machinima, to kind of just get that going. So let's have the family head out, and you guys can see how I changed the farm up. Okay, it is quite dark out, but I'll show you guys how the farm looks. So I did kind of shrink the main house, which is where George and Melissa will be living. This is going to be like our main generational household. But yeah, it's pretty much more or less the same setup. I have another little home here, which is where Matilda and James have been staying along with the boys, but obviously Jonathan will not be there any longer. Let me go ahead and just remove this bed for now. And with the new expansion, I'm going to go ahead and separate this, but I still want to control James and Matilda until they pass away. They have, at least until Matilda passes away. She's going to be the first one in about 2 or 3 years. So yeah, they'll be staying here. This is also where I'll put little James whenever he finds his person. And then I'll go ahead and just make it a rental so that I can shrink down the family size. But yeah, so the family's here. I think they're a little solemn. James has been home. It is cold out. He does not have his clothes on, so why don't you go? There's our girl Midnight. She is feeling okay. I also moved her stable here. We've got our farm animals here. We've got a chicken running around. Were they able to run that far? I think so. We've got our chicken running around. We've got little salmon over here. But yeah, this is the switched up farm, and Melissa's here taking care of the baby. Yeah, I think George, with that close call, has been very just scared. He had his fun with his thievery, but looking at his little growing family, he wants to just like settle down. So I'm gonna have him go give his wife a nice little kiss. He has to go to work soon. I forgot that he was unflirty. So let's go ahead, give her a passionate kiss. James, go to your room. And it's All Fool's Day, which I don't think we'll be doing much. Everyone's kind of, I think, tense, a little solemn, and they don't really feel like celebrating, I would think. Okay, James, let's just leave work early for now. so we can go say bye to your babies. Okay, so we are at this dock area that I spent way too long creating with a ship here. This ship that they will be departing on is called the Idris. There is one of the residents, the captain, in fact, or I'm sorry, the ship's called the Andromeda and his name is Idris. But the family's out here saying their goodbyes, talking. Gwen is over here. I think she's apologizing to Talia for not being able to attend her wedding. And she's actually going to bring along little cousin Antoine, who, as you guys recall, both his parents are unfortunately gone. Pierre is walking around in his skivvies. We don't know why. Oh no, is everyone trying to shower in the rain? But yeah, so Antoine was over at the Abbey with Millicent, actually. So Gwen was like, little cousin, I am leaving and I was wondering if you would like to come with me. I feel like Antoine might have a sense of adventure and decided, yeah, sure, why not? And at least he'll be a family. So Gwen is essentially going to adopt her little cousin. And let's pretend Pierre isn't half naked and give him a hug as well. I'm like, sorry, I won't be able to make it to your wedding. Ooh, he's not feeling to try to calm down. I think he feels kind of guilty. He and Greg both feel terrible for what happened. But I think John has reassured them that it's okay. And here we've got some of the residents of this ship. I did find a ship on the gallery, which is where Gwen and the others are essentially going to stay. This is the captain. His name's Idris Medina. I actually, I made him for another save, but I didn't get to use him after everything that happened. So I figured he's kind of like Andalusian inspired. This is Fergus Bird. He was submitted in the gallery. I'll show you like all the gallery stuff in a little bit, but here's Millicent, and John is also taking his clothing off. But I'll show you guys the ship people in a bit. John, where are you going? Oh, it's because so I built this in Sulani, but I tried to like cover things up to like give the illusion. So I guess everyone is going swimming, and I don't want them to do that. I'm scared. But yeah, so everyone has said their goodbyes, and while Greg is here, I think he also noticed a little someone up here, who I will also introduce you as a gallery submission. There's some drama behind that, but there's a lot going on right now. But he has laid his eyes on this very pretty young lady whose father is a merchant, and she has been helping him out over here, like oversee a few things. So Greg has feasted his eyes upon her, and yeah, I'm gonna have him go ahead and greet her. Because I want to see what he thinks about her. Let me go ahead and control him, and let's go say hi to her. But it's getting a little late. I feel like they would have departed early. I don't know a whole lot about nautical stuff, and at this point, I have made this save very catered to me and what works for me, so we'll just make it work. So he's gone ahead and said hi to this girl, and we've got a first impression. He thinks she's interesting, and as you can see, her name is Belle McCrook. So okay, go and get to know her a bit. Oh, she's a kleptomaniac. I don't think I remember that, but okay, well. And she's clearly dressed very nicely. He asked her name. I'm sure she said, my name is Belle. Maybe get to know her a little better, discuss some interests, but let's see actually what he thinks about her here. Oh, wait. It looks like Elric gave him some advice, but yeah, Belle McCrook. Oh, they both think the other is interesting, and he does think that she is very attractive. So more on that later, but she was submitted in the gallery. I think Greg winding up with a McCrook is going to be trying to romance one is going to be some fun tension. But let's not try to focus on too much here. We still got a few things to do. So everyone has said their goodbyes and hugged their loved ones. I know Miriam also came, but I don't see her. This lot is huge. Let's pretend we don't have palm trees back there. Let's just finally have Gwen give her uncles and her aunt a loving hug, because they have been there for her after she lost her mother. She's the only one of her immediate siblings who remembers her mother, essentially. And even when her mother was alive, you know, Matilda has been there for her. She was there the day she was born. So has James. Like, they've both just been there for her entire life. And Elric has been an incredible father to her as well. This is all, it makes me really sad. So, okay, James is, you know, he's gonna say, you are a lovely young lady. Your mother would be so proud of you. We are all very proud of you, and we are going to miss you terribly. And if there is any way that you can write us, please do. Oh, there's another ship guy that I will introduce. Man, controlling several Sims is tricky, but I miss this family so much. Let's see if we get our hugs in. They've said their goodbyes to John. Millicent and John are on the ship. Okay, 2 hugs. Like, thank you so much, Aunt Matilda. I love you so much. She said her goodbyes to Talia, apologized for not being able to go to the wedding. And there's obviously no hard feelings among the merry men. And I think the group has disbanded for now. They've made it to the ship, and I'm gonna go ahead and move them over. Okay, everyone's stinky. Everything's so chaotic. Okay, so let's depart and move people into the ship. Oh my god, I forgot Catherine. I did put her in the lot, but she didn't appear. And we've got Gwen. Okay, so we've got those 4. And the goal is to get them to Tartosa. Gwen might stay on the ship, and who knows. And I might have John and Millicent also get off on Tartosa, but we'll see. I'm going to move them from the dock ship. There's a copy of it in its own lot. Okay, it's technically nighttime, but this here is the ship where everyone has moved to. At this point, it has set sail. I removed the ladder so that they don't try to get in the water. Here is everyone on the ship. They're in this like rec room area, dining room, I guess. I wanted to add more people using the for rent features, but I didn't know that you couldn't do that on like water lots, so I wasn't able to. So it's just them. We'll pretend there's more people or something. And I found this ship on the gallery. Again, it might not be entirely accurate. This is for funsies, but these are the rooms where everyone's gonna stay. I figured the girls would be in one room, and then we've got John here with little Antoine. He's probably excited to go on his little adventure. So I'll just go ahead and introduce them and then show you guys who created them. I created this guy. This is our captain, Idris Medina. I figure he is originally from Tartosa. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make him like a full-on criminal pirate, but he might be a privateer. I don't know. Again, I don't know all the history regarding like the nautical stuff, but we're just having fun with this. This guy was submitted. This is Soren Church, I believe. I decided he's the quartermaster of this ship. And then we've got brothers Fergus and Eric, I think. They are brothers. They were also submitted. So I also have these 4 as potential Gwen suitors. So you guys let me know what you think once we get to know. She has to grow up soon, and that also scares me, but yeah. So these are the Bird brothers. They were submitted by HVBGSUK. It says brothers Fergus and Irk are traveling merchants from Ireland and are staying in England for a few days to catch the eyes of a few ladies. Will they find them in England or somewhere else? So we've got some suitors here. If it doesn't work out, then I might have them move to Wittenberg for good to see if they find love there. But I figured, like, instead of merchants, I just made them sailors. And then Soren was submitted by Charnkrolf06. I'm sorry if that is not correct. It says his bio is that he is an up-and-coming bounty hunter. He's going after tax evaders, miscreants, and perhaps even young runaways falsely accused of offing a duke. If they run Soren, will make it his mission to find them. So I don't know, maybe he is undercover or something, or, you know, I just figured I'd make him quartermaster for now, or just like on the ship, who knows. And then of course Idris, again, I made myself, so I don't have a backstory entirely for him just yet. So I figured, you know, I've left them here. I might not visit Gwen as much, you know, I do love telling her story, but as the family grows, I do need to narrow it down a bit. But even then, you know, we'll still see her and what she is up to. So I probably won't do a full like courting thing, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got first impressions with Urk. They both think the other is fun to be around. And we don't have first impressions for the others. Maybe for Fergus. Let's see. Oh, she doesn't think Fergus is attractive. Okay, Gwen, I don't know what your type is. But she's a little sad here. We've got Antoine sticking close to his cousin. And then, of course, we've got John and Millicent, who I believe he calls Millie. So we've got them traveling, doing their thing. And I think we'll go ahead and leave them here for now. And Gwen's just not feeling too great. She's wet from the rain, but yeah, looks like Idris is giving everyone a little cheer on this All Fool's Day that we did not celebrate. And let me go ahead and go to Margaret's and age the twins up. Okay, so we are at Margaret's and she is in her... Lady, please, let's go inside. Let's age these kids up. All right, Leo, why don't you go ahead and help with that? Oh, he's watching the babies. No bottle. I mean, I obviously, like, nannies are a thing for the upper class, but I really don't think that Margaret would have wanted that. Still, I might do some, like, live-in help, because I do have that mod. Okay, so Emma, she's a wiggly baby. Okay, so Leo is a cautious baby. Let's give them a little makeover. Okay, so here's little Leo. He aged up with this adorable curly hair, so I'm just gonna keep it that way. His sister actually has straight hair, and he's got these super dark eyes, and she aged up with these crazy green eyes. So she definitely got them from Emma, but I'm gonna change them so they're more like Maxis matchy. I mean, not Emma, Margaret. Okay, I think those are it. That seems about right? Yeah, it seems right, more or less, you know. So here are the babies. They're so cute. But yeah, she actually aged up with straight hair. I don't think I ever hair. Yeah, here's her little formal outfit. And she doesn't have as much hair as her brother, who has a crazy head of hair. They're both so darn cute. So let's go back. I'm gonna have them go ahead and just woohoo. Give that a try. They have to age up in just a couple of Sundays, which I'm very, very worried about because there's no telling what'll happen. And I don't know, losing Margaret, like the thought of losing her, I don't want to think about it. So there are our sweet babies. And Leo's singing to the babies, which is super cute. So let's, I think Margaret really appreciates Leo's help. So we're gonna go and let them be a little romantic. Oh, Leo's snuggly. He's so upset to be put down. Okay, so they have done their thing. It is 1 a.m. So it is the third quarter of 1330. And we've got a wedding to do. And so I'm gonna leave these two here. We'll find out if Margaret is with child eventually. Okay, so it is the next day at the Wheeled household, and today is also the day of Talia's wedding. Miriam went ahead and prepared some food. We've set up the wedding arch over here, and it looks like Gregory's fiddling around with the blacksmithing stuff. while Catherine just supports. Sophie and Elric have a supportive dynamic that's so great. You guys haven't seen Sophie in this episode or Cirilla, so but it looks like Sophie and Elric are just having a time over here. Talia is back here in mourning. Well, that makes me sad. It's your wedding date, girl. It's okay. Yeah, Catherine's just strutting around. I also got a notification that Elizabeth Beaufort gave birth to a baby, if you guys remember. I think she was the pregnant one that we saw walking around, but she's George Beaufort's wife, and they both adopted Melissa's siblings, so that is interesting. But the wedding should start in about an hour and a half, and we've got the family coming, and we'll end on a happy note because I think starting the next sim day, we have a couple of birthdays coming up. Namely Margaret and Leo, which I don't want to think about right now. Gregory's over here making ingots. Cirilla is doing something creative, I guess. Oh no. Dang it. Oh, here comes Miriam. This is a very important day. Cirilla, it is your sister's wedding day. Please behave. Catherine just keeps doing laundry. Girl, take a break. It's a... I think everyone's just like nervous or something. Oh my god, Sophie's coming to clean up Siri's mess. So it looks like Siri is kind of a terror, and I say that affectionately, and then Sophie's the responsible sibling. I'll go ahead and put her in her wedding dress. And there she is, looking radiant. And you guys will see Pierre in just a moment when he shows up. Okay, let's start. It's very bittersweet, you know. We've got family that can't be here. Hopefully they're doing okay out at sea. Everyone's in their outfits here. Okay, here comes the groom looking great. Let's have Elric go give him a talk. Oh, he's talking to the siblings. They're like, you better be good to our sister because we love her. Go brighten his day, Elric. There's Matilda. Okay, here is one of Pierre's friends. This is Lila Laird. Here's Pierre's father, who I need to age up actually pretty soon. So she's part of the Troubadour group that I featured early on in a showcase that I did. Unfortunately, when I went to go and add them to my file, a couple of them were glitchy, so I had to remove them, but she stood out, and I actually have her coming, since she is a musician, as a possible candidate for James. Let's see how they get along. So Elric is having a talk with Pierre here. Meet Pierre's father. I don't know where his mother is though. People are gathering. They are coming. Look at Margaret in this beautiful dress. Oh, and here is, I actually aged up Brian and Lonnie. Here they come. Melissa probably brought them along. I know she definitely tries to be active in their lives, and I feel like, you know, the Beauforts are doing a great job with them, making sure they're getting their education and whatnot. We've got Orla, we've got Charlotte. I think that's everybody. Little Liliana. Sir Butterfield didn't make it. Maybe he's working. And we hear the church bells are ringing. But let's have everyone come take a seat. Oh god, you guys know that weddings are ugh. Okay, everyone, please take your seats. Okay, children, gather around. Oh, Orla is pregnant, I think. She's got a little bump that the Butterfields are expecting, it looks like. Actually, let's have little James. He's sitting next to big James. Oh no, I'm having everyone gather. Oh my gosh. Let me add some more seats and have everyone sit down again. Oh lord. I'm gonna make sure little James sits next to Lila here. So we've got little James here. Why don't you say hi to Lila? Give her a friendly little introduction. Okay, everyone is seated and out of the way. Where is the bride? Oh my gosh, she was in here having a snack. And here comes Elric. Elric, no! No! That's for later. Okay, so there's Charlotte for moral support here. And here comes Elric and Talia. He's doing a little wave. Oh my god, he's crying too. And here they go. And I'm realizing that this is the first time, this is the first of his children that Elric gets to walk down the aisle or watch get married, and it makes me so sad thinking about his the children that he's lost, but let's go. Okay, these two have gone ahead and kissed. He's looking so shy. It's so cute. Butterfield's back there crying. He's an emotional man. Okay, so the spouses are now spouses. They've had their kiss. This keeps saying it's acting spoiled, but it's not. So okay, so Miriam is calling everyone to come eat. Okay, everyone's grabbing their... Talia is taking a nap. Oh my gosh. So Elric is no longer gloomy. He's cheerful after all that heartache. I feel like seeing his family together, walking his daughter down the aisle, like it's healed him. Not 100% obviously, but you know, I think this is a great change. Gregory is overstimulated, but I think I'm gonna move Talia and Pierre across from the Rolf's place where Elric used to live with Lavinia. I think that'll be really nice. Oh, I guess the wedding's officially over. But yeah, there's Belle. Greg, since he was feeling a little overstimmy, why don't you come out and be like, oh, hi. Like, yes, there is a wedding going on. What should he tell her? I don't know. Go discuss interests with her. Go say hi. Everyone's departing. Everyone's had their meal. Orla is very pregnant over here. Melissa's pregnant. Oh my goodness. New Rolf baby on the way. Okay. Next episode I feel is going to be very exciting. Okay, so Belle Kate. The sim is irresistible. Reg. I wonder how she feels about him. Oh my gosh, it's been 2 seconds, Greg. Yeah, he's got a little crush on her. She's just walking by. She's like, yeah, I'm in the neighborhood. She loves outdoors. Okay, so this is just great. Okay, Belle, you better get back home before you get in trouble. Catherine's watching. Let's have her say hi to Belle. Like, let's do a friendly introduction. And then Cyrilla, I bet she's nosy. So be like, hey, who are you? Did you come to marry my brother too? Because, you know, this is a wedding day. Ooh, okay. So Catherine thinks that Belle is weird and Belle thinks she's interesting. What about Cyrilla? Oh, we don't have any sentiments yet. She probably still has to say hi. Hold on. Get to know her. Be like, so who are you? Belle? Like the bells that they rang at the church? But it's getting pretty late. Let's send Belle home. But Greg is smitten. Hold on. Let me see what she thinks about him. Okay, so she thinks he's very attractive too. So that's cute. Okay, so let's let her go home, and we will see what is up with these two soon. So let me go ahead and split Talia and her new husband. Okay, so here they are in Elric's old home. It is unfurnished. It actually had him take one of his cats from his house named Cinnamon. I feel like Talia, I remember Gwen is a cat lover, so I feel like maybe she's just like, Gwen would have loved this kitty. Okay, so Talia and Pierre are married and they're so happy with their little Cinnamon here. And I think this is where I'm going to end it. These two are married. Today was a sad but exciting episode. Next episode will be Margaret and Leonardo's birthday, which means death rolls. It looks like Melissa's pregnant again, so soon we'll see what she and George are having. And then Leo and Margaret did try for another baby, but I don't know if she's pregnant yet. So we'll leave these two to their new life. Talia has several baby tries, so we'll see how they do there. So this is where we'll end the episode. It's so good to be back again. I'm so sorry for how long I've been gone. I hope you guys are having a great holiday, New Year, whatever you celebrate. By the time I post this, it'll be the new year. So 2024, we're starting out strong. I'll figure out my upload schedule and we'll see where this challenge takes us again moving forward. Thanks again, guys. Bye.